The two ordinary hosts of this podcast are not professionals on parapsychology, extraterrestrials, cryptozoology, nor would they describe themselves as religious or prone to superstition. They'd also like to make it known that this show is not intended for children or those with sensitive sensibilities. Please listen at your own discretion. And remember, the truth is often anecdotal.
Share my screen.
In most folklores and religions, there are always two sides to the metaphysical coin of morality. On one side is the good, saintly, benevolent, heroes and saviors, looking out for and providing boons to those that deserve it. And on the other side, something else. Twisted figures of darkness and evil, things that would do harm, cause suffering, and perhaps even entice us to do the same. Whether they be harbingers of a great malevolence or simply the physical embodiment of what we know as sin, we would do well to keep them at bay. Their names are rooted in such undeniable wickedness that some would even refuse to bother with such an utterance. But we certainly will. Today we're talking about demons! Hello, listeners.
Demons.
I am Mr. R.
And I'm Mr. X.
A pair of normal dudes.
Reading paranormal stories in
Mr.
Latin.
Oh! You changed it up on me.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. X, have you ever been exorcised?
Would I be allowed to answer? No. I'm, See, I think I was baptized Catholic when I was an infant, and
Sure.
I haven't really... My mom never believed in any of the Catholic stuff, so yeah, it's never really been a huge part of our psyche, I guess.
Yeah,
Never really thought about demons, so no need
Not
to
often
be
do we think
exorcised.
of demons. Yeah, demons do seem to be a pretty central idea to specifically Catholicism or Abrahamic religions.
Yeah.
There are,
which-
in Eastern cultures, things that are like demons, but they're less, I don't know, kind of sneaky.
Yeah, I think they're a little more upfront about what they're about.
Right.
Although I was literally thinking on this, and I was like, isn't like one of the rules of demons that if you know their name, you can control them?
Right. Yeah. There's power in a name.
Yeah, which is odd. And also, aren't they supposed to like tell you their name if you ask? Like they can't not tell you. They have like weird rules.
Are you a cop?
That
You have to tell me. That's the law.
you a demon?
Are you a demon?
Satan-
what is your name? You have to
Satan-
tell me.
Satan says that you gotta
So
do it.
Satan told me. I talked to him. So I was sitting around at work, and I've been writing a new campaign for D&D, and I'm designing my own world, and the whole theology of it came up, and I was like, do I involve like a new pantheon of gods? You know, how complicated does it have to be? Is there going to be, a creation mythology? And with that, is there going to be demons? And in my head, I was like, oh man, that's a lot to think about. But simply from that thought, I was like, we haven't done an episode on demons yet.
No, I think demons come up a lot.
Yeah,
I think
popular.
it's either ghosts or demons, which kind of a leap, huh? I don't know.
So in my head, there's a finite amount of demons that there could be, right? Ghosts, as many people as there have been in the world that have died, right?
Yeah.
Lots of them.
Which I guess in that case would make a demon scarier, but I don't know. I personally don't believe in a hell, so I don't know where these demons would be coming from.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Whatever. If I will say though, movies like horror movies based around like religions, I think are way scarier than like ghost movies.
Yeah.
Just because religious people scare me.
Look, religious people, no matter what religion it is, they kind of got their own thing going on. And I'm happy for them. I think faith is a beautiful thing. I wish they'd leave me alone.
Yeah. So my first story that I picked, it's not really a story, it's more like a accumulation of stories and comments. But the first comment on it is like the reason why I don't trust like crazy religious people. But I don't know, demons in general. One, it was hard for me to find stories without going to a specific like subreddit about the paranormal, without like a lot of D&D and manga popping up.
Yes, Demon Hunter. That's the only one I can think of.
Yeah, well, there's quite a few that came up when I was trying to search. So I was like, how is the most relevant search for demon not somebody's crazy story about how they think they're being stalked by one? But there's also like subreddits, demonology, and other stuff like that, where I would go to them to see if maybe the most, like the top post on there would be relevant to this podcast, but it's not. One of the top posts was actually somebody being like, when the hell did this become like a fiction-based subreddit? This used to be where people would come with serious questions and seeking like answers and stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I just went to the paranormal subreddit, typed in demon, immediately found 2 stories worth going into.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
there were a lot of stories that I ran into that I thought the title was so incredible and I wanted to do it, but the stories themselves were so impossibly long. There's no way I could have. I wouldn't be able to justify it. But I'd have
No, I'm sorry.
I have
finish your thought.
Sorry. I have saved those titles for the end of the podcast.
Okay. Here, let me read off the top 5 demon-based Reddit communities. Number 1, r/demon. Number 2, r/demons. Number 3, r/demonslayer34. Number 4, r/demonporn34.
Oh boy.
And then the last one I'll read here is r/demonslayer not safe for work. So there's options, but I don't think they would have fit this podcast.
I mean, the show would be certainly different, I think.
Yeah. All right, let's just go ahead and jump into the first one.
I was really enjoying the beginning of this series, and then it kind of took a turn.
This is like our 25th episode too, so
yeah.
We're halfway to a milestone, I think.
Halfway to a milestone.
So okay, let's jump into my first little post here. The one titled, "Has anyone seen a demon disguised as someone you know?" From the paranormal subreddit, posted by Benji Bip 2 years ago. And it's flared as a question, if you couldn't tell from the question in the title. Benji Bip asks, "A friend of mine once told me that throughout her life she would see her mother standing in her bedroom doorway. She said that although it looked like her mother, she was standing awkward and distorted, and that her neck was bent. After standing in the doorway for some time, it turned and walked down the hall, not long after her actual mother had returned home. What kind of entity is this, and has anyone else experienced this?" Now, would that fall under the mimic category that we did last week? Or a couple weeks ago?
I mean, maybe. It is mimicry. I mean, by like definition, sure.
Yeah. I think in that episode we decided that they have to talk to you.
Oh.
Not necessarily. They just have to mimic a sound, like your air conditioner or something. So
how many drinks would we take during this? Because this is a question, yes, but the experience was had by someone else other than the poster, right?
Yeah.
They see a scary thing that ends up doing nothing at all.
Now, are those 2 things that we have on the drinking game list?
I mean, but those are 2 things that happen a lot in these stories.
So they should definitely be on the drinking game list.
Yes.
Yeah. Mr. E, get on it, man.
Yeah, Mr. E, what are you doing?
All right, let's. I'm gonna read 3 comments off of this.
Ooh, are you gonna read the first?
We don't have a document this week, so it's gonna be a little hectic. All right, the first comment is from EVBB from 2 years ago.
Okay, yeah.
And it goes. My mom and cousin always told me that our babysitter got possessed by a demon. She was a lovely young woman who was living with our family during the week and went home at weekends. Mom and cousin worked a lot outside the home and were 5 children to watch. 2 years, everything was fine until the first strange night. Now, okay.
Yeah.
What a fucked up thing to tell your kids, right? It's like, oh, hey, your babysitter doesn't live with us anymore because she was possessed by a demon. That's, woof.
Yeah, pretty traumatic, depending on how old they were.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't really specify here, but just telling your kids that at all is kind of fucked up. Let's see. The first strange night. The babysitter ran with all her power against the bedroom door and broke her nose. I feel like I've seen that in a horror movie before. She couldn't remember anything about it. The day after that, she started to get more strange for longer periods. During this period, her eyes started to go red. Okay.
Classic.
She would behave strange, scream, change her voice, shout, and do creepy things. I'm sorry, I didn't vet the whole comment, but English is clearly not their first language, so I'm adjusting on the fly. Doctors couldn't find anything. It was getting worse until she threatened us kids, and my mom fired her and told her to move from our apartment. My mom and cousin were sure she was possessed by something, even if they didn't believe in that before. Of course, they didn't tell us when we were kids, but all of us still remember what happened. We were just too young to understand. They say at the end, when she left, she was a completely different person. I still think about it sometimes, if it was a mental health issue, which started suddenly, but she was at the doctor's, and every time, everything was fine. Who was paying for that? Well, I'm assuming this is in America, right? But who's ordering her to go to the doctors to get this checked out? Or is she doing it of her own volition? Right?
Here's what I'll say is that I clicked on this person's profile, and they are German. So okay. This might just be something they're able to do.
Yeah. Every other country in the world can just go to the doctor.
Yeah, you just go to the doctor and be like, something's wrong. And the doctors are like, oh, we'll take care of that.
Yeah. Whereas me, 6 months ago, I would have been like, demon. I guess that's just how I live now.
Well, I hope he's okay with my schedule.
Yeah. That's probably why I'd have a demon.
True.
Let's see. The OP does respond to this comment. And with what's eerie about that is thinking of the motivation of the spirit if she was possessed. Was it after her specifically, or maybe the access to you children as their babysitter was why it targeted her? Which the commenter says, really good question. Never thought about that.
You never thought about it?
Well, this person seems reasonable. They said it was maybe a mental health issue or something.
Yeah.
But their German parents were like, I was going to attempt a German accent, but I'm not.
I was so excited for you to do it.
They were like, 9. No, I don't know how it was a demon. That's crazy. I never had a babysitter.
I had a babysitter, but not for very long. My mom worked 2 jobs, and I, for a short stint of that, lived with my brother. So he was often home enough to take care of me. When he wasn't, my mom, at the age of 4, my mom taught me how to fry an egg.
Yeah.
Because, fuck, I would go through cereal like it was nothing. Breakfast was my thing, so.
I feel like that's what all parents initially teach their kids is how to fry an egg and then eventually how to make pasta.
Easy peasy. How could it go wrong?
Let's see. Okay, moving on to the second comment from Dead1989. I peeked at the OP's response to this, which is stupid. Okay, their story goes, my friend's brother was manipulated by a demon to commit suicide. Jeez. I was involved with the funeral. They were a Buddhist family. Yeah, that's another thing. Like, Buddhists also have demons, right?
I actually don't know enough to confirm that, but...
Well, a lot of Eastern religions, like you said, incorporate demons into their, whatever you'd call that, into their mysticism. But I feel like theirs are way scarier than the American ones, or than the like Western ones. But
right,
because they can actually they're also simple enough to ignore, but they'll also fuck you up. Let's see. One night, the demon came to me in a dream in the appearance of the deceased. I knew of its presence and what it had done before it confronted me. I beat it pretty badly and spoke to it.
Oh, good.
I told it what it was and what it did. It freaked out and fled. Woke up gasping for air and saw a shadow in the shape of a beetle fly across my ceiling and through a wall. The next day, I arrived at my friend's house to hear that the monks involved in the funeral had told the family about the demon. Yeah, that's what that says.
Yeah.
They had been experiencing electronics turning off and on by themselves, and objects going missing and reappearing in different locations. Pretty sure it's a dream demon known as a Mora from Slavic myself. That's what that says.
Yeah,
there are lots of demons that can take the appearance of someone you know, but the appearance isn't always perfect, and depending on the person they are attempting to deceive, might not work at all. Okay, so this story was definitely a lot more relevant to the OP's original post, but the OP's response to this is, demons in dreams? That's some Freddy Krueger shit. What a response to someone being like, yeah, so my brother killed himself, but then I fought a demon that I think caused it. Yikes.
So after a very brief cursory glance at the internet, the concept of demons in Buddhism doesn't exist because it's not necessarily a religion. Buddhism is a practice that can coincide with religion if you want it to, but the idea of demons is not a central part of it.
So I looked up, he said Mora, but I think he's referring to the Kikimora.
A Kikimora, a Zamora, or I guess just Mora, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, which is a Slavic demon that regional variation is a strong factor for many characters in Slavic myths, and the Zamora is no exception. From its different names among East... Oh my gosh. That was a link. Different names among East Slavs, Kikimora, South Slavs, Mora, and West Slavs, Zamora, or just Mora again. To the demon's roles shifting by country, everyone has their own stories about the Zamora. This isn't... let's see. Sleep paralysis is an affliction that exists beyond myths. When one experiences it, there are often physiological effects, and Zamora were the Slavs' explanation for the shadowed beast people saw during these scary nights. They would sit on their victim's chest and draw away their strength or blood, and come morning would flee when the victim awoke. In the worst cases, that person never woke again.
Ooh.
So they're a sleep paralysis demon.
Yeah. Before we understood that.
Go on to appearances, and that's pretty much all they explain. So I guess that makes sense to that guy's story because he was asleep.
Yeah.
Okay. That original commenter does respond to the Freddy Krueger comment, and he says, "Yeah, except Freddy Krueger was the one on the ropes. I was more." I forgot he beat this demon's ass. I was more afraid of myself and how I turned the situation on the demon. I was very angry with the thing, and it was afraid. It got more than it bargained for, and the situation weirded me out. Did not expect an almost one-sided fight with a
Come
demon
on.
in my favor. Especially considering I felt different the whole time. Like a switch got flicked and something changed. Okay. So when I made a comment to you when I shared the stories I was going to go over. I didn't know what to expect from demons, but a demon getting its ass kicked was not one of them. And my second story was definitely not one of them. Let's.
I have gone to this person's Reddit, Dead 1989. Can I read to you their latest
than
post?
Just demons? Yeah, go for it.
This was posted. We can cut this if we want, but this was posted in r/incontinence 5 months ago.
Okay. Jeez.
Had my first. Oh no, sorry. It says first nighttime accident in a while. Had my first nighttime accident in a while. Woke up as it was happening. It was only a minor accident and managed to make it to the bathroom after. I had to go really bad, and the whole situation was painful. For some time now, I've sometimes been waking up having to go really bad. Sometimes it's painful, and sometimes I barely notice I have to go. Anyone else have the situation similar to this?
Jeez.
So
Has some trouble in his sleep.
This guy's got
I don't know.
sleep problems.
Yeah. I don't know if kicking a demon's ass is considered trouble, but the fact that demons are coming to him in his sleep, I guess, could be.
Yeah,
so.
Demons? Big bad pee-pee problems? There are issues here.
They could be related.
That
demon could be seeking revenge and they're just getting it slowly.
Could you imagine a demon whose whole powers was making you like piss in the bed?
Yeah. Poor guy.
Yeah.
All right, let's see if I can find one more.
One more, let's do it.
I'll just go with this one. JD London says, when I was younger and in my teens and early 20s, I used to sense evil or entities in people. It was almost as if they had a shadow around them, or sometimes black eyes. It was a very... when I read that, I just imagined like someone who got beat up with black eyes walking around. This guy's like, demon.
They just got some shiners.
It was a very palpable sense that I was hyper aware of. It started to really unsettle me, so by my mid-20s, I just ignored it so much that the sense went away. But for a time, I could really sense evil or dark entities within people, but not someone I know. Oh, so it wasn't that useful. I've read some posts on here about doppelgangers that are so spooky. I mentioned it before on Reddit, and someone said there was a name for this sense, but never looked into it.
How is that the end of the post?
So, doppelgangers, I guess, was the word I was looking for, not necessarily a mimic.
Mimic, right.
Which I don't think we've done a full episode on doppelgangers, have we?
No, I don't think so.
No, it just comes up a lot. It's something that we need to do. Let's see, someone did respond to that. Special Friendship 20 said, when I was 21, it was after going through years of serious trauma, and I was contemplating suicide, was when I had a profound spiritual revelation. And like you said, you could see a dark shadow around people. That's how it was for me right after I had that spiritual experience. For a few days after that, I could see black shadows around certain people. Then it went away, and things went back to normal. I remember it so vividly because it was like it was more real than anything I'd ever went through. It was like those few days of my life was the real reality and physical world wasn't. Best way I can describe it. Well, that took a turn.
Huh.
Not necessarily sure if that had anything to do with demons, but
sometimes people on Reddit just kind of want to post something, you know? They just want to get involved.
Yeah, people like to hear themselves type. I'll read just one more. Someone said probably a mimic, which is what I guess we said. That was Mr. Doctor. the Mr. Doctor. Sorry. And then Rocket Candle said they're physical or they act like ghosts with only a couple people seeing them? ? So I guess they're questioning that mimic theory. But okay, let's go ahead and move on to the next one. I think we got at least 2 fun stories out of that one.
Yeah. Let's see here. Stories. The first one. Okay. This was posted into Paranormal Encounters 2 years ago by an account that is currently deleted. How sad. The title is Saw a Demon When I Was Little. The beginning of this is really funny. It's a single sentence. It is, I'm 32 now. Great beginning.
Same.
This was probably my first memory. I started kindergarten early, so I had to be 3 when this happened. I might have just turned 4. Hey, get on with the story. My mom didn't see it, but she will vouch for me since she saw the pure terror in my face. And according to her, I wasn't the type of kid who imagined stuff or made things up. You sound like a boring kid. I grew up in a double-wide trailer. Okay.
Well, that explains it.
There it is. One morning, I was sitting on the couch watching cartoons while my mom was in the bathroom getting ready. When I looked to the right, something was in the kitchen, staring and smiling. Staring at me, smiling. Its head was almost touching the ceiling, so it was well over 6 feet tall. It came into the living room, towering over me, smiling. It had big, sharp, yellow teeth and fiery red eyes. It shook a huge knife in my face, then continued to walk through the living room into the hallway. I promptly bolted out of the living room, through the kitchen into my parents' room, and jumped into the bed. My mom came out of the bathroom a few minutes later and found me under the covers with in their bed hysterically crying. She was so convinced she grabbed a steak knife out of the drawer in the kitchen and went toward the hallway and into my brother's room where the thing headed. I've Googled the description of this thing and feel like others have seen something similar. I won't go into all of the details of my misfortune, but I feel like this thing has followed me my whole life in spirit. In one argument my mom and I had a few years ago, she called me a tortured soul. I've never told this story to Reddit. I really hope somebody could shed some light on this story.
Okay. This sounds like that scene in Stephen King's It. Where the naked woman kind of like runs through the house. I'm pretty sure she starts like really big, or at least gets really big at some point. I don't freaking remember. A lot of this sounds like stuff that I've seen in horror movies before. Like, maybe these people were just traumatized as kids by horror movies. And they just, he was 3 or 4, so, maybe he was literally sitting in the living room and saw saw a scene from a horror movie. Yeah, and then fucking ran into his room, was traumatized by it. He just forgot the TV. Maybe they had one of those like huge, oh my god, what did they used to call those? A big screen TV. You know what I'm talking about? The giant ones that were like so big, they didn't have like glass on the front end. It was more like a fabric.
Oh,
what were those things called?
I don't know.
Let's see. Big screen TVs. Send this image, and I'm sure you'll remember. You'll probably at least knew one person with one of these.
Oh, yes. I had a cousin that had something like this, but it was built into an entertainment system.
Huh. I remember I spent a summer with my dad once, and he had one of these in his living room. My dad was always a techie, but I was like, man, there are times when I'm like, man, our parents, the Gen X, they grew up in like a pretty rad time, man. They were punk scene, indie movies, and then I think about the technology that they had, and I'm like, they eventually got to where we are now, but geez Louise, if I ever owned one of those giant TVs, I would have assumed I was possessed by a demon.
There is a statistic that basically covers the size of TVs, and the statistic is the size of TVs that have crushed and killed children throughout the years.
Jeez.
It's
sure,
like the 90s were like the number is so massive.
I'm sure a lot of them though would have been like just the normal CRT.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
CRTs were heavy as shit.
Just like a normal 32-inch one, probably. I mean, that was considered huge back then. So
Right.
Yeah. Probably killed a lot of people. I don't know why we're getting into kids being crushed by TVs. Let's get back to
we
the
already
story.
had a kid episode, okay? We'll have a TV episode at some point. Let's see. Getting into the comments, this one doesn't have any replies, but it's from Case Mama, as of 2 years ago, says, similar happened to my son when he was around 7 or 8. He was just getting into the bath, and when he looked into the mirror, he saw something evil in the mirror. He described the face as just pure evil, sharp teeth, and smiling. He ran butt naked out of the bathroom. He spent the next 5 years being unable to shower or bathe if the bathroom door was closed. He eventually got to the point where he could close the door, but someone had to be nearby, and then at least someone on the same floor as him. So even a sibling being in the next room was fine when our only bathroom was upstairs.
So that was a 12-year-old?
So, yeah, 5 years past 8 is...
That's like 14. No, it's 13. It's a 13-year-old. So I can imagine one reason why they could finally close the door all the way.
Yeah. One very big, very inciting moment in their life that they were able to close the door.
Oh, man.
See, this next one begins really fun. Comedian Suck says, I smoked weed when I was about 15 or 16. I started walking home at night, and I started wondering if I can move my soul out of my body while I was in this weird state of mind.
What?
Okay. I felt my inner self moving, and I started trying to separate myself from my flesh, and I felt myself moving to the side. I got scared, and I stopped moving myself out of myself, if that makes sense. No. Well, I got stuck half in and half out. I was really high, but it felt real. One side of my body was really cold, and the other was really hot. I tried walking it off, but no... Hey, what the fuck does this have to do with anything? I tried walking it off, but no matter what I did, I couldn't get myself back fully. I finally thought I'll just sleep it off, and when I got home, I went straight to bed. While laying in bed, half in and half out, my ceiling started waving and swirling around until it started forming an entity. Sorry, what?
This person was so high.
Oh my god. Okay, started forming an entity with a cloak and a hood with skinny arms and long pointy fingers. It started hovering over me. Yeah, that's what a ceiling does. I put my hands up defensively, and it grabbed me by the wrists and started rotating them against my will. At first, I was scared, but something happened, and I started getting angry. And out of nowhere, I shot completely out of my body, and my aura was surrounded in a blinding gold light. The entity dissolved in front of my eyes. I fell back into my body, and I was completely back to normal. And my high was gone. Pretty sobering. And I just laid there feeling relieved and at peace. To this day, I never experienced anything like that, and I don't know what really happened that night. All these years later, I remember that night like it was yesterday. Wow.
I can tell you
Comedians
what happened.
suck.
You got high, dude.
You smoked way, way, way too much.
I like this comment from Kevin Cables that says, you experienced a once-in-a-lifetime moment, something that many people will never experience, but also something that many esoteric seekers wish to attain. To get high, man, just get some weed.
Yeah, go
I'm
get
sure
some
something
of that
similar will happen.
sticky icky. Toke up a bit.
Comedian Sucks did respond to that with, it had a lot to do with my location growing up. We lived in a very spiritually charged area. I had many supernatural experiences in the city of Whittier, California.
Yeah,
I don't want to assume it's Whittier.
Whittier sounds awful.
It has a serious history.
I gotta start looking up some spiritually charged areas when I move around next.
Yeah. I mean, we did live in Pennsylvania for a little while. So.
That's true. That's true.
We wrote a whole show about it. That would make a hilarious little short film, this guy's experience.
Oh, yeah, that'd be fun.
If it was animated, especially, because then you just animate some guy's spirit hanging halfway out his body.
Yeah, partially to one side.
Around. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not bad. I like that.
All right. You want to read one more comment from
let's do one more comment here. Let's see. So, Jenny Furial says, "That's so crazy. I can understand how you'd think it was causing you misfortunes. I hope that other person who was consulting a demonologist can get you answers." Okay, so that was in response to the original story that I have forgotten.
Yeah,
sorry, the weed story really threw me off. So I guess the deleted poster had the one who had seen the black figure with yellow teeth and smiling with a knife or whatever.
Right, yeah.
Had admitted to contacting, or at least had a friend that was contacting a demonologist.
It seems, what is that, like 20-something years later? Why bother contacting a demonologist?
Oh, no, sorry. It's in this above, there's another comment from Nick's Moonlight. Dude, what of the misfortunes of this tortured soul? We need to know. But no, seriously, that is insane. Props to your mom for being ready, slice and dice whatever was in that room when you were 4. At that age, they say kids can be quite a bit, and it's often dismissed. Some think it's because you were close to your time of birth, where you were spiritually entered the world from another plane. You can still see and touch the veil between them. Some retain these abilities. Like you said, it has followed you. When they know you can see them, they like to fuck with you. You can get a blessed something or other from a Catholic church and try keeping it with you. It helped my dad with his literal demons. As to what or what kind, you didn't describe what kind of body it had. Solid, shadow, humanoid, animalistic. And this thread goes on for a bit, where the deleted poster talks for a long time.
Literally, it just gets sad, like immediately. The OP says, "I'm really not looking for a pity party, but for the past 16 years, my life has been nothing but addiction, loss, and grief. I feel perpetual emptiness and loneliness. I feel like I will never have a genuine connection with anybody other than my mom and dad. Anytime I've had this genuine connection with another person, they die. I gave up trying." Yeah, like I said, I'm not even going to finish. It's just...
Oh, man.
Actually, no, I have to finish because
there's a description
here. "I gave up trying to make friends. I have had countless hours of counseling, and which I'm guessing is what they refer to, and tried quite a few meds, and it was very humanoid. Black leather boots.
Oh.
Black leather trench coat, literally flames in its eyes, nasty, yellow, huge, animal-like fangs." This guy's just describing a fucking like domestic violence situation that they remember very scarily, right? Jesus Christ.
Oh my God.
Jesus Christ, the solution to demons. So
I am in love with the idea of demons being fashion forward.
It sounds very much like Ash, right? Except for the
the
fire in the eyes. But we'll have to clip this
throughout this thread, Nick's Moonlight says, "I'm going to consult with a demonology savvy person and get back to you." But the last message from them was just, I messaged them. So
it literally just sounds like a 3-year-old remembering like a very scary domestic violence situation.
Right. This was just
in
their
their
cope.
own way. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
one more, very, very short. Abel Ice 2531 says, "I'm neither a priest nor a pastor, but I may be able to help you. I am an exorcist. PM me if you'd like."
Well, first off, you have to be one of those two things to be an exorcist.
The first comment after that is, "I thought exorcists can only be Catholic priests."
This is what Catholic priests believe. Orthodox priests believe in the same thing. The few Protestant pastors that perform exorcisms believe something similar.
I,
said
however,
yes in 3 different
disagree.
ways.
This is, I need to follow this account.
Okay,
Who is this?
Able Ice 2531, you're on the level of just set 22 now.
You are under my radar, buddy.
Gonna have to save that. I hope I don't forget. Okay, all right, let's move on to the next.
Let's go.
Jesus. Whew, okay, my next one. Okay, from the Paranormal subreddit again. This one was posted by Dismal Put 9040 6 months ago, titled "Demon in the Closet." They have it flared with demonic activity. This title is kind of misleading, but here we go. This was a few years ago. I purchased my childhood home with my husband. First couple years, we had a toxic roommate who would put us against each other. Over time, he ended up staying in his room all the time, falling into a depression. He found a BF and moved out. I wasted no time turning the spare room into a guest quarters. I started having horrible insomnia, so to allow my husband to sleep undisturbed, I moved to the guest room. This is where things got dark. I finally found a healthy sleeping pattern that was working for me and getting real sleep. Yeah, sounds real dark. That's when the nightmares started. A clown was in the closet, but not any clown. A demonic, evil, twisted clown. I'm not afraid of clowns in the slightest. He kept telling me that I was to be his bride and that I needed to kill everyone I loved in order to bring him fully into this world. And in my nightmares, I would plan with him and agree. I would wake up and the closet door, which had been closed, latched with an old school hook and eyelatch, would be wide open and everything in it disheveled. I feared the ex-roommate's depression had opened a door. Oh my God. I feared the ex-roommate's depression had opened a doorway for darkness to enter, as he was in a vulnerable state when he occupied the room. After weeks and weeks of these nightmares, jeez, weeks? Goodness. Every night I decided to cleanse the house. Every night? Well, if it didn't work the first time, why would you think it would work beyond that? I opened the front door and burned sage. My husband and I both have indigenous ancestry, so Jesus, person sounds awful. So the burning of sage is a cleanse our ancestors held sacred. I started in the attic, making certain the smoke touched even the darkest corners and cleansed room by room. When I began in the spare room, the light bulb exploded. The doorknobs rattled. I did not stop. I pushed until I felt the energy leave the house. My husband, who was outside with our dog, he's like, yeah, I'll watch the dog out here, knew when it was over. I never said a word because he saw the darkness shoot out of the front door. Okay. We've had no issues since. The nightmares stopped immediately. The closet door remained closed and latched. But I will never forget the hopelessness and darkness I felt in those dreams. I will never know why it showed itself to me as a clown.
As a clown.
Hey, Dismal Put 9040. Sounds like you had depression and maybe should have seeked some counseling instead of saging your house as the solution. Sage if you want, but put some effort into getting some real help too.
Yeah, sage your inner house, Find a professional.
You sage the temple that is your inner self.
Yeah. That is such like a staple for this show. Is like it I hate to say it. It's the lazy fix for us. It's just like, go to therapy. You were depressed, sorry. But yeah, do it. Go seek that help.
This person doesn't have a whole lot of posts, but they're all a little troubling. So, the first, a lot of them in the "Am I the Asshole" subreddit, which, hey, a lot of times if you're posting in that subreddit, you're the asshole. 2 of which were removed. One that said, "Am I the asshole for not wanting a relationship with my birth mother?" No, I wouldn't say that you are, but
No.
I'm sure there's some trauma in that story that would relate.
I would love to know if your mother hasn't read
story.
it and hear her side.
Yeah. Another one says, "Am I the asshole for not wanting to trigger my PTSD to make my hubby's uncle feel better about himself?" I'm sure there's some trauma in there too, from the phrasing PTSD. So, a couple posts about cacti, and then the one we just read, and the most recent one from the same time period as the demon in the closet, that says, "Am I the asshole for being upset that my husband is out with friends, one of whom he used to have feelings for?" So I was wondering if Dismal Put was a woman or a man, but they do specify in that comment that they are a woman.
Okay.
Let's see.
Now we know.
Yeah, just I didn't read that whole story. I stopped when it said clown in a closet. So I was again when we were looking
hit the
up
important notes
for demons. I was not expecting clown in a closet. So. Let's see some comments here. YOLO Trader 2001 says, "Yikes, what a creepy story. I'm glad you were able to get rid of it." Twitch OP says, "The house has been occupied by ancestors my entire life, and they are always welcome. I fully believe that they protected me from a full attachment or possession." Hey, what?
Okay.
What is this, your childhood home? Or never mind. Next comment.
Yeah, no, that's a good question though.
From Hellfey, they say, "Woo, I have indigenous ancestry and I've worked for Berkeley Psychic Institute, and you did so perfectly the part where you talked about how this being, no matter how it presented itself, was a demon who wanted you to help it come fully through." Hey, are demons... Okay, so I listen. You and I both listen to the Red Web podcast, right?
Yes.
And they recently did an episode on Ed and Lorraine Warren and the experts in all of this stuff.
I just listened to that.
They literally specify that a demon is something that has never walked the world in human form, right?
Right.
So what the fuck are you talking about? I mean, I can't say believe everything the Warrens say, but I've heard that through several like channels, that a demon is something that has never physically walked the human realm in human form. So what do you mean is trying to get you to have it come through fully? Maybe this is an indigenous thing, but I have a feeling that Dismal Puts might not be 100% indigenous. They might be appropriating some culture there, which is funny because I literally the job I work, main gig, I guess. I have a co-manager who is white as all hell from Alabama. Literally the other day said, he said, "I'm fully indigenous," and I'm like, there's no fucking way, dude. You literally walked in here with a fucking... He walked in a couple weeks ago with a full-on skinhead haircut. So I'm just like, man, I don't know about that.
Some of us just want to feel involved. I say some of us. I say that because I'm a white guy.
Yeah. I say that as not a white guy who... I've mentioned on the show plenty of times before, from Puerto Rico. It's like a mutt island, like an island of mutts, man. They just dropped a bunch of people off there. They all just mated, and yeah.
They all just mated. You should write a book.
Yeah. Oh.
About the history of Puerto Rico.
About the history of Puerto Rico that I don't remember at all. High school was a long time ago. I can't even remember, as someone from Puerto Rico, I can't remember when the U.S. Claimed Puerto Rico. No clue. Couldn't tell you.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I just went on a tangent halfway through this person's comment. Okay, they continue. "God, I wished most people understood that concept when I tell them to sage their fucking house. they censored fucking, but whatever. To sage their fucking house, ground in and fight back. LOL. Beautiful work.
Yeah.
Hang some dream catchers and rattles. Rattles are my favorite form of protection. Heart emoji. Okay. OP says, thank you. I unfortunately am not near any tribal lands to be able to access genuine dream catchers or rattles. Hey, I'm sure you could just make a dream catcher and refuse to give any money to non-indigenous people who have turned sacred items into capital gains. So I am uncertain as to how to get a hold of these items. Etsy, maybe? I don't know. Let's see. There's a whole thread on that, but I'm not going to get into it. Let's see. So, Monkey Lou.
Yeah.
Or no, go ahead.
I was going to say, I grew up in Texas. Like, I lived there for 26 years and experienced many rattlesnakes. My father and I, would have to chase him off his boss's land a lot. But I didn't know this. But rattlesnakes are considered spiritual protectors. Their rattle serves as a warning, representing the need for boundaries and self-defense in spiritual journeys. They symbolize transformation, renewal, and personal growth. Their potent healing energies help shed past traumas, fostering emotional balance. So I didn't know they were that important.
I wonder where this person lives.
Arizona.
It doesn't really matter. They live in Arizona. They could literally drive 10 minutes and be on any reservation.
That's true.
Let's see. Monkey Lou 232 says, that's so wild. Your husband saw it leaving the house. Like a dark mist or a mass? OP says, he said it looked like a black cloud. What a succinct response to that. Love and Life SRM said, there's a book called The Nephilim looked like clowns. The Nephilim look like clowns.
Nephilim, I believe is an angel, or maybe it's a demon. Actually,
they say, which is a very interesting read, especially in light of what you experienced. OP says, I'll look into that. Thank you. Someone FJ.
Oh,
Biden.
Sorry, they're fallen angels. My bad.
So demons, or at least Satan. Let's see. Somebody named FJ. Oh, okay. I see. Fuck Joe Biden says, why does Sage work? To which OP starts with the scientific reasoning behind it. Blah blah blah. The Sage did not work in this story, at least not the first few times. So
it's important.
I don't know. I hear people talk about saging in all different contexts. I heard something about how like certain sages only work if you're truly indigenous and so on and so forth. And man, if a demon wants to live in my apartment, find a way to get me rent, like just help me out there. In this economy, man, who could afford to live alone, right? Christ. All right.
Right.
This thread is just starting to make me mad. So let's move on to the last story here. Your last story.
Okay. So I do have two things here.
That's right.
The last one's a proper story. The first one's more of just like a, what is the difference between the devil and a demon?
You want to save that one for last, and we could do your proper story first?
Yeah, let's do that. I mean, they're both pretty short, so.
Sweet.
Possible demon sighting posted in r/paranormal as of 2 months ago by Shoddy Cut 5278. The tag for this is unexplained. I don't know how to pronounce this word. I was in Vladimirescu, Romania, about a year ago with my dog. I was trying to sleep when, all of a sudden, my dog woke me up, panicking about something. I had been hearing strange meowing noises. I can only think of one thing that makes meowing noises. Strange meowing noises, and assumed a cat was outside the window. But when I stood up, I noticed my dog was fixated on the window, staring at a large bird with yellow eyes. The best way I can describe it is demonic. It had an intense presence that felt unnatural. I turned on the lights immediately, and it was gone. To this day, I have no idea what I saw, but I swear I'm not going crazy. I've heard of the Strigoi, a Romanian urban legend about undead spirits, and I wonder if that's what I encountered that night. If anyone has any insight, please let me know.
So was it meowing, or was it like a meow? Like that one guy who heard it out of the forest. Maybe they're the same. I was gonna try to look up that story, but I don't think we had a doc for that episode, so I don't want to.
No, probably not.
Scroll all the way through it. Man, I think people are willing to believe anything is a demon.
Look, it's an easy answer, right?
Yeah, but so is a ghost or a cat.
If I had to call out of work because some shifty stuff was happening in my house, I could say it was a demon. But I also live with 2 cats who cause mayhem and ruckus.
Man, I have a second cat now. I've not been getting any sleep because they are demons. They're, well, at least the little one's a demon.
Yeah. Let's see. Just going through some comments. The first one here says, dude, if you're in Romania, you don't even have to ask. You definitely saw something unnatural. Captain Cringe responds to that and says, forgive my ignorance. I'm new to this, but why is it? But I assume, like, why is that? And the deleted user comments back and says, Dracula.
Is Transylvania? Transylvania's not Romania, right?
No, I don't know how close they are, though. I know that
they might be right next to each
story
other,
of Dracula is Romanian. Like, vampires in general are a Romanian construct, so.
Transylvania is the plateau of Romania. Yeah. So.
Oh shit! Okay.
Yeah.
Shows what I know.
Oh, you know what? It does say right here. Transylvania is a historical and cultural region in Central Europe encompassing central Romania. So, yeah. All right.
There you go.
Fair enough.
See, this isn't just for entertainment. The show is also educational.
Yeah, because as we say at the beginning of every episode, we're not experts.
We don't know much.
We'll do our best to give you a tiny bit of information.
Yeah.
Hey, look, real quick. I don't know if you also see this on your end on Reddit, but there's like a little. Wait. Oh, these are our subreddits that were part that we've like looked through, but the our abductions subreddit here, their little logo is very close to
it is
what the original concept of our logo was gonna be. Okay, anyways, let's
Slow Permit 1807 says, so let me get this straight. Demons are ranked by color of eyes. I've seen the devil. His eyes are black. Every demon I've encountered outside seeing the devil have all been descriptions given by a couple children and their mother. Holy shit,
okay.
What?
Some attitude there. Hold on. Okay. Where was it? Every demon I've encountered outside seeing the devil have all been descriptions given by a couple of children and their mothers. The demon in question, black eyes, and an ex had a demon invading her dreams regularly and doing some very evil things. Wait for it. Black eyes. Not once has anyone ever described color eyes to me. The red and yellow eyes thing, that's in Supernatural for the whole thing. This will clarify demon rankings for anyone who is curious. There is a Google link. I'm going to risk clicking it.
Yeah, do it. I'm on it.
It's just the Wikipedia page. Where is the ranking? Oh, here it is. Where is it?
There's a lot of stuff on this Wikipedia page.
Yeah, a lot of boring ass shit.
Third hierarchy. List of demons. There are kings, dukes, princes, marquises, earls, knights, and presidents. There are presidents?
Okay, here, I'll just Google it. Demon eye color ranking. Okay, here we go. This is from AI, so
Oh,
take it with
shit.
a grain of salt. Red represents aggression, power, danger, and connection to the malevolent forces. Black symbolizes the abyss, the unknown, death, or deep connection with the afterlife. Yellow/gold indicates trickery, cunning, knowledge, or focus of intellectual power, which I guess would make sense if it was like a bird, because birds are little shits.
Yeah, birds suck.
Blue. Blue is often associated with calmness, wisdom, or a connection to the spiritual realm. Okay. My cat has blue eyes, I guess, but he doesn't seem very spiritually connected. Green can represent jealousy, envy, or connection to nature and primal instinct. These interpretations can vary across different cultures and contexts, but they provide general understanding of the symbolism behind demon eye colors. Okay. Oh, wait, there's a whole Reddit post from the supernatural subreddit. Significance of demon eye colors. No spoilers.
Okay.
It's flared with no spoilers. I realize that crossroad demons have red eyes and run-of-the-mill demons have black eyes. So do other colors mean something too? I'm currently watching season 9, so maybe... Okay, so yeah, I guess he was literally talking about Supernatural, the show.
The show.
Okay. Slow permit. What the fuck are you on about?
This was probably a waste of time.
Let's see. The next comment on here is "What's up?" 1974 says yellow eyes are higher ranking demons. Red eyes are lower ranking demons. Thanks. Where's the
Where's the
source? Where are you getting this information? Jeez.
Punky Neo says, I've heard of this. Green eyes are the highest. How do you think they came up with traffic lights? It's not a coincidence.
What?
Okay. So someone below that says, is this a joke or is it a real theory? Well, the comment below that is
just
yes.
Says yes. I hope it. Well, man, I hope it's not. It can't be real. It's just those are the colors that the human eye can distinguish most, right? But this theory would technically be racist because the traffic light was invented by a black man, and now they're going to associate him with having demonic ideations.
Well, not
Jesus
ideations,
Christ.
but definitely beliefs. Because if we associate red with being the lowest, and then it says yellow's the highest.
This person's just an idiot, huh? Okay.
Was it George Washington Carver, or was that peanut butter? What am I thinking of?
That was peanut butter. Yeah.
Shit!
Let's see. Ralph Florum says, never heard of this, but sounds interesting. Why eye colors as an indicator? Oh my god, there's so much shit about the fucking ranking of eye colors. Okay, hold on. Let's see. What's up? 1974 says, to indicate rank, angels and demons all have a highly organized ranking system. I know more about the different ranks of angels than I do about the demonic ranks, but I guarantee that's what you saw. That's not even the OP. Why is he talking? Let's see. I'm just gonna finish out here with the tail end comment by What's Up 1974 says, and because you saw a demon, now you can know there's a living God/creator. Yeah, you can't see it, but I'm doing the jerk off motion. Jeez. Alrighty. I don't want to bash anybody's religion. Whenever we started this podcast, we looked into similar podcasts, and I looked into like the oh my gosh, what are those, the ratings for those shows?
Oh, sure.
And for some reason, the top biggest complaints on those shows were about how anti-religious they were.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I don't think those shows were at all. But it was mostly like, oh, they swore sometimes, and I'm very religious. I want to listen about these ghouls and demons and stuff. Which is crazy to me because there's also plenty of super popular podcasts that are hosted by like atheists.
So like, go bother them.
Know. Yeah, go.
Or
I'm not an atheist.
Don't bother
I
anybody. Start your own podcast.
Yeah, start your own podcast about religion. it would probably be more popular than this podcast.
It would most likely be more popular.
Yeah. Jeez. Okay, let's.
So I think we're just gonna move on to the story titles that I wanted to read.
Oh, okay. All right.
But they are much too long.
In media. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. From the paranormal subreddit from a since deleted user 4 years ago. Met 3 ghost/alien/demon/things while hiking up Mount Shasta in Shasta, California. What?
There's a lot there in the title. It made me curious, but when I clicked on it, it was miles and miles long. Didn't want to go through with that.
It does have 918 upvotes and 211 comments. So, okay, next one from the paranormal subreddit as well by 50 Shades of No, 5 years ago. My friend has a demon in her home. Need advice? Who need advice?
Yeah,
friend
it does kind of come off as like a classified in a newspaper.
Yeah. That one had 267 upvotes and 179 comments of people probably needing advice. Mr. E said, move.
Mr. E's
he didn't
advice
say it as
was
a question.
move.
He just said move. Yeah.
Move.
Very to the point.
Next one.
Also from Paranormal, from a since deleted user 3 years ago. Demon at Walmart.
Demon at the Walmart.
Oh, that one had 727 upvotes and 208 comments. Jeez. Oh, man.
And the last one I have.
From Paranormal Encounters from True Classicon. Class Icon. True Class Icon? I don't know. A demon texted me in 2017. Was it your ex?
Oh, could have been.
That one only had 19 upvotes, but 139 comments.
Get ratioed, True Class Icon.
I think most of those comments might have been from True Class Icon, just responding to other comments.
It was a demon.
Ugh,
it had a signature on it in the text messages. It said, Beelzebub.
They
Not
didn't
me.
have their
Unable to think of a demon
red
name.
notifications on, but I don't know. Do you know any demon names? How many demon names
Give me a second. I can probably think of one. Zozo, right? That's a popular one.
Zozo, Zuzu, however you say it. Yeah,
Or
isn't that the one
Zuzu?
from
Shit.
from The Exorcist, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So pretty.
I could probably think of another one if I really tried. Couch.
I would
man.
be impressed.
Okay, I got nothing.
Okay. Oh man, I scrolled up on our little media page and came across the Ursula picture.
Yeah, Ursula. Always going to be there. Always haunting.
Okay. All right. I think.
Yeah.
I think
That is gonna have to do it for this demon-themed episode. Thank you, everybody, so much for listening. We appreciate that. That's very nice of you. If you have any supernatural stories of your own, you could submit them to us for this show on our Reddit, which is PONDPOD, or in the comments, if you like.
We've been a Paranormal Dudes, ever in need of stories to intrigue, perplex, maybe even frighten. So remember, if you can't explain it, consult a priest, or maybe Able Ice 2531 on Reddit. Until next time, stay tuned and stay haunted. Yeah, I was trying to find that guy's username. So
I see. I wasn't sure what you were up to, but
yeah,
that makes sense.
Okay,
I'm excited to read through some of his stuff.